I'm here to tell you, as a parent that has 3 teenagers, Walt Disney World is actually way more fun when you get to take your teenagers. Let me tell you all the reasons why. Hey there, Seekers! People are taking their kids to Walt Disney World literally all the time. They think, man, it's going to be a dream come true, best trip ever. And while in some ways it is, seeing your kids' face light up when they see their favorite Disney character and get to meet them for the first time is literally incredible. I am here to tell you that taking teenagers to Walt Disney World is literally so much fun. Some people think that it might lose some of the magic or some of the nostalgia that comes with going to Disney. And I'll tell you, it's just not true. If you've raised your kids in the Disney way, which a lot of us have, then they will love it no matter what age they are when they go. Okay, let's dive into some of the reasons I think taking teenagers to Disney World is literally where it's at. 1, no strollers. Yes, you heard me right. No strollers. Listen, I'm all for parents with young kids grabbing a stroller, bringing their wagon to Disney. I know it makes the trip much more enjoyable for them. I know that it makes the trip much more enjoyable for their kids. I totally understand it. But man, when you get to go for the first time stroller free to Walt Disney, it's like a huge weight that has been lifted off your shoulders. It is literally amazing. You don't have to keep up with the stroller where it's going. You don't have to go back and get it after certain rides. You don't have to have certain stroller parking. It is literally awesome. When you have teenagers, no strollers required. Okay, one of the best things for moms and dads everywhere when they take teenagers to Disney World is this. They can carry their own stuff. They can literally carry everything they need with them. A hat, it's in their backpack. Poncho, in their backpack. Water bottle, they've got it. You no longer have to carry the things that they need. They can carry it on their own. They are awesome at carrying things on their own. They do it every day at school. And so why would doing it at Disney be any different? Honestly, moms and dads, no more breaking your backs, no more carrying multiple backpacks, no more renting a stroller just to carry all the stuff that your kids need. They got it. Okay, one of the many awesome things about the teenage stage, which I could name so many of them. I love the teenager stage. I love the teenage years. Yes, they bring challenges, but yes, they are so stinking fun, is their independence. Listen, you don't have to worry much about them getting lost anymore, right? I mean, as parents, we always will worry a little bit about our kids, but if they want to go ride a ride without you, they get to go ride a ride without you. If they want to run and get a snack on their own, they can go get a snack on their own. Like, this is something I think that is so wonderful about Disney is that it caters to so many people. It caters to all ages, to all likes, to all personalities. And if you want to go to Star Wars Land, you go to Star Wars Land. If you want to go meet a princess, go meet a princess, right? And I think what's awesome is while families, and my family, we love doing stuff together. We're like always together all the time. It is really cool when they get to go do what they want to do and my husband and I get to go do what we want to do. And I think that's so fun. I love that. And you can always track them. You can always call them. You can always text them. So it's not like they're ever too far away. And Disney's very safe. So we never have to worry about our kids, what's going to happen to them there, especially teenagers, right? Because they can take care of themselves a lot of times. Anyway, I love the amount of independence we can give our kids when we are at Disney because they're teenagers. Now, a lot of teenagers have jobs, and you know what? This can help contribute to your trip to Disney because when they're young and they want a bubble wand or a balloon or a snack of some kind, you are usually the one footing the bill for all of those things. Well, as your teenagers grow and they make their own money babysitting or working at a restaurant or whatever they do for work, they have their own money to contribute. Now, I mean, as parents, we often buy our kids all the things and do all this stuff. Like, that's what we do when we go on vacations. But if we've already tapped out on the souvenir money that we've brought for each person and our kid wants a lightsaber, guess who's buying the lightsaber? Not us, our kid, because they get to decide what's worth it to them. Now, let's be honest, they are not going to be helping foot the bill for the trip, but what they can do is help contribute to some of the souvenirs that they want and are going to be in their rooms, helping them remember the magical time we had together. Probably the number one question I get asked about taking teenagers to Disney is the magic still alive? Let me tell you, our kids love going to Disney. We were talking tonight, even around the dinner table, about how every time we go to Disney, their friends say, do you guys ever do anything else but go to Disney for vacation? And we do. We take lots of trips. We ski, we go to the beach, we go camping. We have so much fun doing whatever we're doing, but we love Disney. We love it because it brings back, I think, an inner child in us, and for sure in me and my husband, and we've seen it in our kids too. We love going because it feels so worry-free. We get to see people, characters that we have loved for years of our lives and that we grew up with, and it's just fun. Like, you go, you eat there, you ride rides, you get to hang out like just all day doing fun stuff with the people you love the most. This is an incredible trip for us, and I'll tell you what, the magic is no less alive the last time we went to Disney when our kids were the oldest they've ever been, and the very first time we went to Disney when they were the youngest they ever were when we went to Disney for the first time. It is literally incredible, and you still have fun. You're still excited talking about all of the stuff that's going on around the park and what they're doing to change it, the characters you love, the new movies coming out. Listen, if the magic is not alive in your family, then you have not turned on the Disney Channel enough. I think what helps us some is we watch a lot of shows on Disney Plus, like Behind the Attraction, the Animal Kingdom one that talks a lot about all the different animals at Animal Kingdom. There's just like a lot of great shows on Disney that helps you keep the magic alive. And also, you know, just all the memories are awesome. So anyway, if you think the magic dies down at all when your kids are teenagers, listen, it doesn't. It is so fun, and it will continue, I think, being fun for the rest of our lives, because as our kids get older and get married, maybe to kids who weren't Disney kids and not Disney World kids, didn't go to Disney World when they were kids, and they start having their own kids and thinking about how fun it's going to be just to kind of keep the cycle going and keep our family tradition of going to Disney alive. It just is incredible to think about. When I'm at the different parks with my family, one of the things that I always feel so bad about for parents is kids who are just melting down. And listen, it can be for a variety of reasons. Maybe they got up early, they're tired, they've been to Disney or at Disney for, 5 days, 4 days, whatever it is, and they're just so tired. They're hungry, they need to go to the bathroom, something's uncomfortable. I get it. There are a lot of different reasons that kids can be having meltdowns. But I will say, when you go with teenagers, one of the coolest things is they are with you from rope drop until you close down the park at night. Now, we will go in and have a meal at a set-down restaurant in one of the parks, whatever park we're at, just to get some rest. And also, we'll jump in queues for lines and stuff like that, just to kind of help us if it's a hot day or we feel like we need to, not be walking as much or whatever it is. There's a lot of different ways that we can stop and take rests, but our kids are never like, oh, we want to go back to the hotel. This is too much. Take us back to the resort. No, they don't do that. When they're teenagers, they literally are the ones who are getting out of bed, getting us up, getting us to the park so that we can rope drop, and wanting to stay all day to see the fireworks or whatever nighttime presentation the park we're at has. They want to hang all day. Not only do they want to hang all day, they can hang all day, and usually with a pretty great attitude, which, sometimes that's even hard for me. You know what I'm saying? Not only can they hang all day with us, I feel like we get to do so much more stuff at the parks now that they're older. We get to walk faster. They get to help make decisions on where we're going to go, what we're going to do, where we're going to eat, souvenirs that we want. I just feel like it's a lot faster pace for us, and we can literally conquer one park a day and do basically everything we want to do in that park. Whereas when they were younger, there is no way we could have done that. And usually conquering a park in one day is done with an incredible attitude from every kid. Literally, I just feel like because they know what to expect, because we've been there before, because they know it's like one of their favorite places on earth and so magical, like I think that helps them have a great attitude. What's wild to me is I didn't go to Disney World until I had married my husband, and his family loved going to Disney, and they had been multiple times, and I didn't go until I was how old was I? I was in my mid-30s, and I didn't go until I was in my mid-30s. And when I went, I realized the magic and the nostalgia of what Disney was. And I wanted my kids to feel what I was feeling. And I was in my 30s. And so anyway, I just know that like taking little kids is so fun, but also taking teenagers, I would not trade my experience taking my teenagers for anything. They know what they want. They love going. They get to help make the plan. It's not just about what we want to experience, what we want them to experience. It's also about what they want to experience while they're there. I think there may be a misconception also that it is more expensive for people with teenagers to go to Disney. And while I can understand that, because I do know the souvenirs, they can get more expensive for people who maybe are a little bit older. Also, the food can be more expensive. I think that there are ways to cut costs. I think that, when we go to fast service restaurants, we always get kids meals because they're more than enough for our family. We get a budget for our souvenirs, and we get to decide how we spend that. We don't get to spend endlessly, obviously, but we get to decide how to spend that. Every one of us, all 5 of us in my family, and even the resort that we stay at. Like last time we stayed at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, and we loved it, and it fit 5 of us. It was the perfect size for us, and the resort was really fun to be at. And so some people think that teenagers are going to be more expensive. I would beg to differ and say I don't actually think they are. I don't think it cost us any more to go when they were teenagers than when they were younger. I can also think back to my own life and when I was a kid and some of the experiences I had when I was a kid. And while I remember some of them very vividly, there are others that I don't remember as much. But I will tell you all of the experiences that I had when I was a teenager and big trips and different things that my family would do. Those things I remember with a more acute memory. I think that I can look back and remember details a lot better than when I was a little kid. And I love just knowing that every time we go to Disney, my kids are making their own memories that they'll be able to think back on and tell their own kids and their own families. And they'll be able to start a story with, remember that one time at Disney? Okay, I don't know if this is my favorite thing about taking teenagers to Disney, but I will say it is one of my tops. I love that we all get a ride, the same ride at the same time whenever we want. There's no height requirement that we have to worry about anymore. None of my teenagers are scared to ride any of the rides. I'm not scared to ride any of the rides. I'm still able to. Now, who knows, as I start getting older, the rides I'll want to ride, the rides I choose to ride and not ride. Hopefully, I'm going to be a kid at heart for the rest of my life and none of that will even matter. But I will say it is so fun experiencing every ride with your kid and getting off the ride and getting onto the My Experience app, my Disney Experience app, looking at the pictures that were taken when you were on the ride, laughing about it, saving those so that you can, have them in your memory bank for years to come. But I'm not kidding. Riding the rides with your kids, every ride, is incredible, and you don't have to worry about this, that, or the other. Now, I will say there are times when we choose not to ride the rides. Maybe one of us doesn't. It's not our favorite one and we don't really want to do it, but for the most part, we ride every ride together, and that is just literally one of my favorite things. So, Seekers, if you have been thinking about taking your family to Disney or not, maybe you're worried that your teenagers are not going to have as much fun as they used to have, or maybe you feel like the timeline or the age window for taking them to Disney has closed, I am telling you right now, it hasn't. I know Disney is not all about the rides. So, I will say, when you take teenagers, You also get to really experience the experiences that they have at Disney. Like when we're walking around Epcot, we get to go watch the movies that they have in Canada, the one they have in China. We get to go make the ornaments and blow glass in Germany. These are all things that would be very difficult for young kids to do. And so I think it's so cool that we get to actually do the experiences to the fullest as they are teenagers. Because they're teenagers, we get to do the experiences that Disney offers to the fullest. And that is pretty incredible. I think that there will always be things you can do to prep your trip and to help make sure that everybody going on the trip gets excited before you're even there. Things like going on to Disney Plus and watching shows like Behind the Attraction and The Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom. I know I mentioned some of these earlier. The one about Imagineering and all the Imagineering stuff. One Day at Disney. There are so many things that Disney has put out about the parks that helps you appreciate them and be so excited to go and see them again or for the first time in person. It's literally incredible. So don't wait. Take your teenagers to Disney. It will be such a fun trip, and memories will be made and stories will be shared, and they will probably all start with, do you remember that one time at Disney? That's all for this video, Seekers. Let's keep seeking the magic together.